I've run a lot of communities, and the mistake I see more than almost anything else is around onboarding. Not because hosts don't care, they care a lot, but most onboarding is either totally overwhelming or it's basically nothing. And if it's overwhelming, a lot of times it's focused on logistics. So today I'm going to look at Chris's welcome flow and I'm going to show you exactly what I change in his member onboarding, because those first 10 minutes a member spends in your community determines whether they stay forever or quietly disappear. And when you're thinking about onboarding, you want to think about it as giving people breadcrumbs that take them through the community, not giving them a list of chores to do, because who likes chores? Okay, Chris, tell me how you're thinking about new member onboarding. We know that those first few moments after somebody signs up are important for kind of setting the tone. I would love to hear how you are thinking about that.
I feel like I don't have it as well set up as it could be. Like my go-to, this is not a software thing, but it's just wanting it to be really self-explanatory and make sense because I've landed in communities and been confused. So I don't want to create that experience for other people. But otherwise, yeah, I need all the help I can get.
I like to really leverage a few things, and I think we can look at what you have in your community and go from there. But I think the two most important questions to answer are, where do I want to land people when they join? And what am I going to do there with them? And then what are the next steps I want them to take, and how can my welcome checklist reflect that? So maybe we'll go into your community and show me where people land after they first join. We'll go from there.
Okay, so right now people are landing here. I have this little welcome and a tour space, and I have a video tour and some explanations.
Okay, great. I think it's awesome that you have a dedicated space for where they land. I would encourage you to move that video up the page. I love your beautiful mosaic tile, but I just think the video is probably going to be the most helpful information. We definitely hear that when people have that video tour that just orients them to the space, there is so much value in that. And it's a nice way for you as the host too, to be like, hey, like I'm a person behind this. It's not just software. Here's what we're doing. And I think really sets the tone.
Okay.
And then one of the things that somebody will see when they join is a member checklist if you have that enabled. So let's go to your network settings. Under engagement, you're going to see the welcome checklist. Let's go here.
Okay.
All right, great. Now, do you know, have you edited this at all, or is it the default?
No, I've a little bit, not very much.
Okay, great. So my philosophy when it comes to this checklist, we have a lot of great suggestions in the default that you can pull from and mix and match, but really think about it as almost like a trail of breadcrumbs for your member. And the two things you want to do, one, you want to have them take actions that pull them deeper into your community. And you also want to model what you want them to do. So it's almost like a tutorial in a video game. Let's scroll up and see what you have there now. You have introduce yourself, adjust your notifications, add a comment, download the app, and RSVP to an event. Would you say that those are the main things you want them to do?
The RSVP to an event, I was actually, to be honest, hoping people would RSVP to a welcome event specifically, so they'll come and meet me and I can meet them.
So when I look at this welcome checklist, I think there's an opportunity to be more specific and to be more personal and personalized to the community. So what I would do is I would actually have your first one, if you scroll down, you'll see that there's a default that's fill out your profile. Really clear what they're going to do. And that's important, especially with the custom fields you're going to add, that they get a sense of, okay, this is what we're talking about in the community, right? I'm putting in the ancient languages I speak. I'm talking about my comfort with these academic topics. And the fact that you're going to put these custom fields that make it feel more fun, it's not going to feel like filling out the profile anywhere else. So I would encourage you to pull that one to the top. Okay. And that's the first little breadcrumb they have. You can even do some fun things after they fill out their profile. Like for somebody who fills out the custom fields, the questions you have, you could give them a special badge, or you could give them extra points for doing so in the gamification system, just to drop these little reinforcing moments. And then the second thing I would do is I would actually make a custom item that sends them into your main space of your community. And I would give it a very specific action. So two I like that you can choose from. One is drop your favorite emoji as a reaction. That's a really lightweight way for somebody to engage in the community and get that first contribution they're doing. Sometimes people go straight to post about who you are, kind of introduce yourself. That can feel a little intimidating for people. So I like to start with something really small. The other option that's really lightweight could be answer a poll. You should have some polls and questions. We encourage you to have a couple a week. You can start with like 2 a week that are lightweight, easy to answer. So multiple choice, hot, cold poll, percentage poll. We have our AI that can help you come up with ideas so you're not just sitting there trying to think of them yourself. And why I like answering a poll as an action in the member checklist is, again, it models what you want somebody doing, you want them contributing, and it's really lightweight and it can be really fun and help your members get to know each other.
Okay, cool.
So already with those changes, you're going to have, all right, tell me a little bit more about yourself. That's a lightweight way with filling out the profile and then giving them 2 actions. So by the time they finish the welcome checklist, they haven't just read a bunch of stuff or looked at a bunch of rules. They've actually contributed twice.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, so you've got fill out your profile, answer a poll. I would actually adjust your notifications down to the bottom, or honestly, take it out entirely. Here's why. The first thing somebody should be doing in your community is not being like, I don't want to hear from this community, right?
Yeah, that's
that's not what you want them to do. Adjusting notifications, it's on their profile. It's easy for them to find at any point. You could even mention it in your welcome post, but I don't think it is the most important thing to reinforce. What I do love that you have is download the app, because we find that when people have the Mighty Networks app, when they're interacting with your push notifications, they're much more highly engaged and it's a great experience. So I think that's a really smart one to have in your checklist. And then ending with RSVP to an event is great, again, if that's something you want to encourage. And if you want it to be that meet and greet, you could always decide to pull those into their own space that's just those meet and greets, and then have the more scholarly discussions or more ad hoc events happen in another place. And then you can point people right to the meet and greets for the event. But overall, I think just those small tweaks makes for a much stronger welcome checklist. And if you hit view preview, you'll see what it would look like for a member.
Okay, so here's my preview on the side here.
That looks great. I love it. And it's not too long. Sometimes people go a little overboard and there's 25 items.
Yeah.
One thing you can consider too is when somebody finishes the welcome checklist, you can use that as a trigger for an automation. So the welcome checklist is just that. It's like the welcome. It's a few lightweight things to do. And maybe after the welcome checklist, there's a deeper step. So for you, it could be they finish the welcome checklist. Then you have an automation that runs. Maybe it's even a message from you that says, awesome, you are onboarded. Why don't you check out the challenge and do your first one? You can point them to the next thing. And you can use automations to almost create this little chain of events that keeps happening long after the welcome checklist. It's really the first part of onboarding, but you can do much more as you keep going through. Thanks so much for watching. If it inspired you to start your own Mighty Network, you can start a free 14-day trial today. Or if you already have a Mighty Network and you want me to react to your community, let us know in the comments. We'll track you down and maybe I will gently and lovingly roast you as well. If you have reactions, if you have comments, drop them below. And of course, subscribe to see the next Jane Reacts video.